Oh, there we go. All right. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Oh, technology. It's always
Yeah.
something. Always something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, congratulations, first of
Thank
all.
you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I see the smile. How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel like it's so relieved, just so relieved. And I'm like, what do I do with all my free time now? I'd have to study.
All right. Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate you taking this call with me. I have a few questions for you.
Sure.
And I'm glad that you're on camera. You agreed to kind of do this. So I'm putting you on the spot here. I hope that's
No
okay.
worries. No
Okay.
worries.
All right. So I want to know how you felt before working with me. Just describe when, from the first day and like how did you feel when, when you first started? Like before you even met me and up until the first day. What was that like?
I felt like this goal was not something that I could accomplish, honestly. I just, felt like the PMP was such a hard exam, especially being given that I had tried to pass it on my own before doing self-study.
Uh-huh.
And then after doing the self-study, taking the exam, failing, and then just trying again for the second time before I made the decision to join your class. I just was not feeling the confidence. And then, but I started to feel that confidence come in from day one of class. So
Okay. Okay.
it helped immensely. Like I probably couldn't, I know I could not have done it without the class. I could not have.
Oh man, that's all right. Thank you, thank you. So let me ask you this: did you have any apprehensions about? I'm just gonna call it the Cecilio Mills way, right? When I told you, hey, this is what you need to do. Like, what were you thinking? What was like your apprehension?
Um, I told myself, well, it's just CJ said it, then it has to be true, especially being knowing that, you had a lot of students that took your class, passed it, and just taking your word on it. And, you said 99% of your students passed, the PMP and just the way that you told us you guide them and all of that, it just made me feel really confident.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right, all
yeah.
right, all right. Well, I appreciate that. So once you got to know, so like I kind of, well, then just walk me. So like now that's for day one, right? So now
Mhm.
day two, day three, day four. Tell me about what that was like being in the class.
Um, it was a lot of information, but at the same time, the class itself and the way your teaching style, it was really good. And it
Thank you.
wasn't, make me fall asleep or get distracted type. I really liked, the visuals that you would put on the board. I really liked the real life stories that you would compare the methodologies to. And it was a fun class. I enjoyed it. It was easy. You made the information easy to learn, easy to grasp and the little stories or little pictures that you would put on the board, it really makes it stick in your head that way, whereas if you're just reading the binder, it's not going to stick as well. So
Okay, that's
I,
good
I
to know.
enjoyed it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. And then after I told you this method, so now take me through post class. So now it's day four is come and gone, and now you've got to study and you've got to do these practice exams. Take me through like from, the first exam until the last one.
The first exam I was really looking forward to taking it, and then I scored like a 49%. But then I know you had told us like, hey, don't expect, a high score on the first one. You're gonna kind of like work your way up. And then so at just getting that score just motivated me to study more and try to follow the study guide. I didn't follow the study guide just because it interfered with my like work schedule and all of that. Um, so I would just take the exam, study like the PM mock or read the binder again, and then I would go back to you and hey, this is a complaint and this is what I got, and then and just kind of like there were days where I took two exams in a row, like one
Oh, wow.
today and then study and then another one tomorrow, and because I was so eager to see that increase in the final score, and so I just kept going.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
How many practice exams did you end up taking?
I took 8 practice and then 1 mock exam.
And one mock exam.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And so what were your, if you don't mind me asking, like what were your scores? Do you remember like and you said the first one's 49 and then
yeah.
and how did it go? Like what were your scores all the way to the end?
I can send you a snapshot as well of my graph, but like on the mock exam, that was the first one I took. I got a 49,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got like a 51 and 57, 59, and then got into the 60s, and then I was stuck at, 71 for a while, and then I studied like all day long, and then I got the 81, and I was debating on, should I take another one or not? But then when I got that 81%, I was so like, just so motivated and feeling good about how I did. I was like, I don't want to lose that. I need that for the test. So what if I take another one and I don't score as well? Then it's gonna kind of like demotivate me. So that's why I just used that 4 hours to study instead of take another.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How did those tactics that I gave you, like in terms of whether you read the last sentence first, whether you do all the, easy ones first, whether you take breaks at certain times, those different tactics, did those help at all?
So the tactic with rating the last question first helped on the practice exams, but
Mm-hmm.
then on the actual exam, what they would pose the scenario in a separate paragraph on top, and
Mm-hmm.
then put the question down at the bottom. So, it's and all of those questions were like, what would you do next? Or, what would you do as a project manager? Questions like that. They were all situational questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not very many math questions you're telling me.
No. But like with the math, you do have to know the concept, like between like what's the difference between a cost performance index and an SPI. And so I did study all of that, the whole chart that you had given us. I
Mm-hmm.
did study the process groups and I memorized. I did my brain dump, although I didn't use it. I don't know if I didn't use it because it was already stuck in my head at that point, or if I just didn't need it on the course. I couldn't tell. I tried to figure it out, but I couldn't. It's hard to kind of tell whether it's already engraved in your head or if you just don't need it for the question. Um, Other than that, the process of elimination technique that you told us about, that I used on every single question.
Okay.
Did it on every single one.
Rinse and
Like even
repeat 199 times, right?
Yeah,
All right.
exactly. Like even if I looked at the answers and I knew right away which was the correct answer, I still went through, all of them to make sure I feel good about the one that I chose.
Were there any that you found that when you did that, it was like, oh, I thought I knew it, but I'm glad I did this process of
Yeah,
elimination because they're
exactly. Exactly.
okay. So there were some of those. Okay. All right.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So you said that you did well on you did above target in all areas.
Yeah,
Wow.
in
Okay.
all areas.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So now that you've taken my course, now that you've taken the exam, like now, how
Mhm.
do you feel about yourself and about yourself as a project manager?
I feel great. I feel like I learned so much. Like, I could tell you if you were somebody that doesn't know about project management, I could tell you all about, the agile environment.
Okay.
Like, I'm sitting here at work today and like already, you run into situations and you're like, oh, you think about the binder, the what you learn, oh, I could do this.
Nice, nice,
So
nice.
yeah, I really did learn, like truly learn, the different methods of project management and team development and conflict resolution. So it
Okay,
wasn't just a matter of memorizing. It was really learning the concept from start to finish and
okay.
all of the different tools and techniques, and they're really stuck in my head. Like I know what they are, I know when I can use them and when not.
And is that just from, how do you think, what did that come from? Is it just from the class? Is it from studying, from the exam?
It was from the class just because you used real life examples, from your past
Okay,
experiences or from the construction environment from the other two students. And then you would compare it to where I work. And so that really helped a lot, just applying it to real life situations.
okay. That's good to
Yeah.
know. Good to know for when I do that in the future. So, What now I know this is a happy time, you just finished, but I need you to dig deep. I need you to dig deep and tell me what was the worst part about my class, like whether my style or anything. What was the worst part?
Um, that's a tough one, but um, going through the binder, I think I would have caught on a little bit faster if like I had homework to like okay, we reviewed, pages 1 through whatever today. Why don't
Ah,
you
okay.
go home and brush up on them. Because I didn't do that when I went home, although I wanted to, but I was like, wait, well, I just spent like what, 7, 8 hours studying. I don't
Well,
need
I
to
think I,
spend.
I think I told you guys no homework. I said
Yeah,
don't do
yeah,
anything, go home. I was like, it's my job to put this in your head. Okay, well that's my fault. Well, I'll think about that next time.
yeah.
Okay, so now compare that or contrast that with what was the best part, do you think, about the class?
The best part was the visualizations that you put up on the boards, the picture
Okay.
diagrams and the little, tricks to help you memorize things. I really enjoyed that. And then going through practice questions together, I thought we probably could have done that a little more, maybe, just
Okay.
because just to teach us how to read the question, how to interpret it. A lot of the questions were, what would you do next? It just like you really have to apply what you've learned to. So maybe like I don't know, like take the whole day of what you've taught and then have questions specific to those things at the end, like I don't know,
Ah,
5
okay.
questions. I think that would be pretty helpful.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Any words of wisdom for somebody who's gonna take my class and they're like on the fence? What would you tell them?
Um, don't think about it, just do it.
Oh, that's nice.
Already
Okay.
told one of my friends about your class, and I told them, how much it helped, and like now I have my PMP, so I already recommended you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You know I do. All right. Well, I really appreciate this. This is very helpful. It helps me to understand like what works for people, what doesn't. So
Mhm.
I'm very very happy you passed on your first
Thank
try.
you.
Again, I see all smiles. It's like you're just happiness is beaming through the screen.
Yes, yes, I'm so happy. It's something that I was working towards, for a long time, and I just wasn't getting there by myself. And with your help, with the way that you taught everything, the binder, and the different techniques, and then especially you being there for me to answer questions even after the class, that was really like, even though I know I just had to study more, like just talking to you and hearing you tell me like, no, you can do this, study a little harder, it just like kept me motivated.
All right, all right, all right. Now, all right, last couple questions. You've given me a
Yeah,
lot, and I'm going to ask more of you now. So, can you tell me about the Pearson Testing Center? Because I've never been to one. I know all about Prometric. I don't know anything about Pearson. So,
yeah. So if at first I was going to take the test at home,
uh-huh.
but I was too nervous about my internet going off because it had
Oh,
gone
okay.
off during my practice exam like 1 or 2 times, and I didn't want to risk it. And so I decided to take it over there, and it was fine experience. You go in, you check in all of your items, and they take you back, and then you answer 60 questions. You get a 10-minute break, and you can go outside anywhere you
Okay.
want, and then you go back and then answer another set of 60, take another 10-minute break, go back. And the thing I did notice though, that makes it a little bit harder to time manage the time that you spend on your questions. Like since it's broken down into 3 sections, like you have to tell yourself like, okay, I should only use 75 minutes for this first section. Otherwise, I'm not going to have enough time for class two.
Okay. So the breaks were per question and not per like minute.
Exactly.
Ah, okay. And they
Yeah.
force you to take the break, kind of, huh?
Yeah, you have the option to not take it. So they ask you on the screen, do you want to take the break or not? If
Mm-hmm.
you do, they pause the timer for
Oh, so
10
time
minutes.
stops. Okay, so even at the testing center, the time stops. Okay.
Yeah,
Now, what, like when you went there, did they have a locker for you to put your stuff in?
yeah. So
Okay.
you go in, you give them your ID, you check in, they give you a list of instructions to read.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what you can and cannot take. You can't take anything inside. They give you the scratch paper, and really it's like a laminated sheets booklet, and it has like 4 pages in there, but you can ask for more if you run out of space.
Okay.
So that's where you take your notes on. And then, yeah, after they confirm your identity and all, you check in your items into the locker, and then you sit down and the lady calls you back into the testing room. And, they pat you down, make sure you're not wired or anything. And they really monitor that closely. And then they'll walk you back to your computer, log you in, and get you started. You can wear earplugs and whatever you need. They give you a calculator too. So there's one
Okay.
on the screen and one handheld one, just a basic calculator.
Okay.
And they give you a marker to write on the laminated sheets on. So they give you everything you need. You really don't have to take anything, and you keep your ID on you at all times.
Okay. Oh, so the sheets are laminated. They're not
Hmm.
like a paper. Okay. And if you need more
Right.
laminated sheets, they'll give
Yeah.
it to you.
You just ask
And
them.
are the markers dry erase or are they
No,
like
they're
wet
permanent.
dry? Okay. So you got to turn in your notes so they can
Yeah,
see it.
exactly.
Okay. So you actually did your brain dump on
I
one of
did.
those.
I
Okay.
did the processes,
Uh-huh.
and then I did the formulas. Not all of the formulas, but like the main ones that you told us to remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay,
then
that's
the
interesting.
processes, I was having a hard time memorizing them. And then I looked up a couple of YouTube videos, like memorizing, what was it? Like, I saw 6 cars quickly crash Carol's passenger side, and that's like the 10 process groups, and
Ah,
little things
okay.
like that.
Integration,
So,
scope,
yeah.
cost. Ah, okay, okay. That's pretty cool. Interesting. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's one thing, like maybe giving students some ideas on how to memorize that. Although I really don't think you need to memorize because you learn everything and it just sticks in your head.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Well, my last question to you is can I share this with the world?
Like my video.
Yes. You can
uh,
say no. You can say no.
Probably not my video, but feel free to take my words and let
Okay.
everyone know what my advice is. Oh, also, I did not like stay up all night the night before studying. I just,
Okay.
after taking the exams, like you just feel when you get to that certain, 80% level, you just feel confident in yourself. Like, yeah, I can do this. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Can I use your audio?
Um, sure.
Okay. All right. Audio. No video. No
Yeah,
video. I
no video.
promise to not use your video. I will cut out. I got to cut out a couple sections. But I will. Okay. So thank you. I appreciate that. Because this would be helpful for other people, just to specifically about like the Pearson location.
Mhm.
Some of those things. There's some things I can't share with them because there's
Yeah,
like, where you're like 0 questions. I was like, oh, I can't use that now. So, but that's okay. That's okay. I really appreciate you giving me this time.
yeah.
So now what's next? What's next for you?
So I spoke to my boss. I told him he's really happy, and he's contacted HR to get me moved up to a project manager position.
Okay, okay. Like
Yeah,
that. All
yeah,
right.
yeah. So I'm excited for that.
What are you going to do for PDUs?
Um,
You have 3 years, so it's not immediate, but
yeah. So I don't know. I have to look into, what counts, what doesn't, and what that process looks like. Yeah.
okay. All right. All right, well, Seema, stay in touch. Let me know. I'll be
Well,
following your success. We're connected on LinkedIn.
yeah,
I'll be, you're going to become a project manager now.
yeah,
So, that means that where you work, we won't say where you work on here, but where you work, that means I'm confident that I can go there and I know I'll be taken care of well because you'll be there. So,
absolutely.
all right. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate
Thank
this.
you. I couldn't have
Congratulations
done it
again.
without you, honestly. Like I was telling all my friends, like I took a boot camp class with this guy, and he really helped me through it. And so,
Thank you.
yeah,
All right. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
no problem.
All
You
right. So
haven't heard from the other two, have you?
I haven't. I haven't. I don't know that I don't know. I haven't heard from them.
Mhm.
I give you all of you my contact info. I'm pretty
Yeah,
open.
yeah,
So but I told you guys from day one. I said, usually only a third of the people take the exam and
yeah, yeah.
and that's about right. So,
Yep, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, Seema, congratulations
All
again.
right, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, have a
All
good
right,
day. Take care.
bye.
Bye.